today was the official constitutional certification under the 12th Amendment of the Constitution of Donald Trump as President of the United States. An overwhelming victory. He won the, as you know, the popular vote, 312 votes in the Electoral College. That's a landslide, every single so-called battleground state. A landslide. And so from this moment forward, the Democrat Party is plotting to sabotage Donald Trump's presidency. That's what they're doing. Just as they plotted to sabotage his presidency when he won in 2016. You know, the media and the Democrats and the usual morons and reprobates, they like to talk about January 6, 2020, but they don't talk about what happened before January 6, 2020. 2 phony impeachments, phony criminal investigations, every effort possible at a coup against Donald Trump to get him removed from office, to smear him, to destroy him. Oh, that's right. They act like January 6, 2020 just happened in a vacuum. And then they pretend they're lawyers like Mark Elias and other slip-and-fall lawyers. Weren't in courtrooms all over the country, states all over the country, changing the election rules, which is exactly what they did. Then we're told it's the cleanest election in American history, even though it had the fewest protections against fraud in American history, and they still do. Well, how come you're not challenging this election, Mark? Well, because Donald Trump doesn't cheat to get elected president. The Republicans don't cheat to get electoral votes. And whatever was taking place, the Republicans overcame it, didn't they? Yes, they did. You know now in the state of California, still a state, isn't it, Mr. Producer? Some people say we should swap it with Canada. I told President Trump today, he said, you know, Canada, 51 state. I said to him, yeah, but it's very liberal. It'll be a very liberal 51st state. He said, well, we can work on that, Mark. That's the truth. Okay, very good. But that said, California has a law in place. The localities are not allowed, they're not permitted under state law to require voter identification. So you have massive illegal immigration in the state of California and no voter identification. Gee, I wonder why. Is that put in there to ensure that only citizens vote? Is that put in there to ensure the legitimacy of an election? No, of course. It's put in there to sanction, to institutionalize fraud. And then if you raise it, oh, you're an election denier. Sometimes I am. Sometimes I am. So we have a peaceful transfer of power, we're told, and of course we do. But then the maniacs, the revolutionaries, the Islamists, the Marxists, and the rest of the reprobates in the Democrat Party and their media, they're going at it, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to do everything they can to block Kash Patel, yes, Hegseth, and others. They're going to do everything they can right now to make sure that Donald Trump can't make his personnel decisions. So over at the Office of Personnel Management, they're changing the rules as I speak. They want to make sure that we're not energy independent, as we were in 2016 to 2020, because Joe Biden today, the dictator, the Putinoid, the hemorrhoid, Joe Biden, who is depraved, not only demented, but depraved. With a magic wand, he said, you know what? No more drilling for oil or gas in federal waters. Well, almost all waters are federal. The ocean. No more. And that's on top of what he did in August. Entire Arctic Ocean, barred from drilling for gas and oil. Barred. 28 acres of Alaskan land in August. Barred. I should say 28 million acres. Barred. And he's seeking to do the same in Nevada. No gas and oil leasing on 264,000 acres. He's starving us of energy. Why? So we have to buy energy from his buddies in Iran and Saudi Arabia. That's why. Biden is a depraved imbecile. And that's besides the dimension. A depraved imbecile. How come they don't talk about what happened before January 6, 2020? All the efforts at an insurrection against Donald Trump. Peaceful transfer of power. No, it's not. They're plotting to destroy the Trump presidency as I speak. Joe Biden is stacking every vacant district court judgeship and appellate judgeship with radical left-wingers right now. So you and I and normal Americans and Donald Trump doesn't have a chance in court. We've seen these judges in New York. We see how they conduct themselves. Destroying Rudy Giuliani today, a federal judge in New York held him in contempt. The guy's broke. He's destitute. He's sued, you see, libel. Used to be libel cases against public officials. Don't even bother. But now, sure bother. We got the judges in place. They'll do just fine. What else has Biden done, the depraved maniac? U.S. Steel. Nippon Steel in Japan was going to acquire U.S. Steel. Now, maybe some of you folks out there say, we can't have that. By the way, it's the third largest steel company in America, not the first, but nonetheless, we can't have that. We need it for our national security. Why? Is Japan going to move all the steel and the material to Japan? Of course not. Do you know why U.S. Steel wanted to be bought out by Nippon Steel? Because they don't have enough capital to do what steel companies do. Mine, refine, create usable steel. They need more capital. And so effectively, they were going to combine with Nippon Steel, an ally. An ally. Joe Biden magic wand says no. The union guys don't like it, so the answer is no. But the union guys are going to suffer, whether their bosses like it or not. They're going to suffer when there's layoffs because they don't have the capital they want. But Joe's very busy. Water heaters that are in most of your homes. Well, if you need to replace them, in many cases, old water heater types, that technology, he's banning them. How did he do it? He waved his magic wand. We're going to ban all future water heaters of the kind that most of us have. They're going to drive up the cost of heating your own water for senior citizens, for poor people, because this is how we save the planet. No, this is how stupid and insane this moron is, and same with his advocates who are running the country. And he takes the Medal of Freedom, even destroys that institution. He hands it to Soros, who is an evil, evil human being. He may have been born Jewish, but he's a Jew hater. He's an Israel hater. But he's a big sugar daddy for the Democrat Party, the radical left. The anti-Jewish left, the anti-American left. He's given to 500 organizations, thousands of grants. What else has Joe Biden done? He's commuted the sentences of murderers. Who were the worst 37 or 39 murderers in the federal prison system? What did he do? I'm going to commute their sentences. Remember the first 1,500 pardons and commutations he gave out? They were to nonviolent people. Then they're starting to, wait a minute, this woman murdered 2 of her husbands and 1 boyfriend. Oops, excuse me. But these people are in federal prison because they're murderers. One guy murdered a family. You got these guys with the raping and the murdering and so forth. He commuted their sentences, excuse me. This is what he does. This is what he's doing. This is a sick bastard. Let's just admit it. Let's just admit it. I've only just begun, of course. It's a brand new year. To me, 1 year is like the next year. You wake up every day, have some energy, go on offense, live your life, and do what you need to do. People say, what is your New Year's resolution? I say, what New Year's resolution? Every day I have a resolution. To do what's right. To have some fun. To love my family and love my country. What other resolution is there? Honestly, I don't know. And people had to lose weight. And of course, they never do.